Yay! It's Fun Friday, and there's a baby. And another kid I see. That's fine. The only person I can see myself in the corner, which is surprising because I haven't been able to. And I can see Andy and his children. That's okay. I see enough of you. Not lately. Because I've been in my apartment.
No. The shop's closed. Yeah, our internet. Like last night, the internet went out at the house right before we went to bed. Came back on this morning. Was doing well. Sending some emails, and it just went out. We called, said they were experiencing outages in the area again, and so I said, well, yeah, yeah, that's what they had said. We called as well. So I don't know what's going. They're both spec. So yeah, yeah. Good morning, ladies. So I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but volume of Andy and Christine is really quiet. I'll, fair enough. So I saw this kind of cool thing on Facebook. Maybe some of you have seen it, but thought it was a neat topic of conversation. And that is, while you're home, whoever you're with, if you refer to them as coworkers, what kinds of crazy things are coworkers doing? Since I could say my coworkers refuse to wear pants. Yeah. Yeah. Christina, your coworker plays the ukulele.
Yes, when he's here. But he's actually back into his actual work of place. So yes. But normally my coworker will play the guitar or just craft while I'm working.
Hopefully you all can hear me now.
Maybe watch The Simpsons.
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you. Sammy, what's your mug today? I have a green mug.
I made a chai latte because I'm very basic, so I just used this mug, which is a repeat from earlier this week. So unfortunately, it's nothing exciting.
I mean, is this green mug exciting? No, I'm pretty much onto the plain mugs now in my collection because a lot of my fancier mugs or like fun mugs are at my parents' because my mom took them over. I like that cow mug.
If you need some fun mugs, I've got tons.
Are they like fun mugs from the past 5 years or the past 500 years?
Both, Sammy, actually.
I'm not surprised.
Sitting in my antique shop here, I could probably show you dozens of pretty cool mugs.
I'm sure you could. Oh, Christina, sorry, go ahead.
I muted my microphone. I was gonna say, Andy, you're in your shop? Do you want to tour it?
Oh, Andy, we can't hear you.
He's also muted his microphone.
I said I don't have any of the lights on right now, so it would be tough for you to see everything. I mean, I certainly could if you really want to. Right now, you're looking at my coffee
See
table.
what the people, what do they want?
There was one college visit. We stopped here to use the bathroom. A few kids got a little tour.
I remember that.
This is what I need at my real office. A coffee pot within reach.
You could bring a hot plate.
Not the
That's
same,
true.
Sammy.
I know. So one thing that I would like to talk about, considering it's my last day, is I would love to just hear memories that people have of Upward Bound and people's favorite memories. And they can be funny stories or sad stories. I know you've only been here for like a year, Christina, but you do have stories too. So I would love to just hear stories about Upward Bound. And you guys can comment in the comments your stories as well, and we'll talk about them.
One of my favorite memories thus far is last spring break trip when we were all playing euchre and you and I kicked Andy and Jaden's butt.
I also feel bad for Jaden because we kind of like barraged him with his poor euchre playing skills and really put him in his place.
No, that was Andy.
I take full
I not.
That was funny.
It's just the four of us sitting in the hotel lobby playing cards, trash talking, and it was really fun.
Yes, it was.
What else are Upward Bound trips for?
Hey.
Haley says that she loves the argument we had in freshman class, especially about sweatpants and jeans, or sweatpant jeans. I don't remember arguing about that, but I don't like sweatpants that much. I used to.
Jagging should have never been a thing.
Oh my god, they're the biggest mistake that's ever been made. I used to only actually, Haley, wear sweatpants until junior year of high school. I never wore jeans or dress pants or anything. And then it was like the end of February in junior year of high school, and I was in AP Chem, and I walked in wearing jeans, and literally the class stopped, and everybody like had a mini heart attack that I was wearing jeans. So it's ironic that I was telling you that sweatpants are bad after I never used to wear anything but sweatpants. But now I do not like them. Christina can attest to that because she saw me in sweatpants.
I can confer. Yes. Yeah, he did not wear. He only wore sweatpants. They were like the athletic pants, not necessarily like sweatpant material, but they were athletic pants.
Back in the days.
And every day you'd buy an ice cream from the little concession stand at
a little Skippy cup of ice cream. I used to love that. I still do love Skippy cups and ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at that baby. So cute.
Kendra says that she was afraid to talk to me when she was turning in her application, which I think was right before you got hired, Christina, actually.
Probably.
Because I think I was covering for you in November before we hired you. All the babies.
Yeah, I wasn't in the high schools until like December of last year.
Yeah.
Not 2019, 2018.
Let's hear from Becky. What's her favorite Upward Bound memory?
I would actually, Becky.
I gotta think. I have so many Upward Bound memories.
I mean, you've been here for what, 7 years? 8 years?
Yeah, between 7 and 8.
Becky says she's thinking.
So none of you would know this. No students, no other staff other than maybe Becky. I know Becky's seen pictures, but it was after, I think, a scholarship marathon event that we had. We were taking stuff out to our cars, and it was super windy. And one of our former staff, Derek Payne, he was hauling this cart outside the tech wing at GCC, and there was a roll of paper towels like sitting on top of the cart. And as soon as he got out the doors, the wind like picked up the entire roll of paper towels, and it was like Mr. Howell did in his class with the leaf blower and the toilet paper. This roll of toilet paper just went flying, and it was like a big streamer of white paper towel, like all the way down the side of the
That's
college.
great.
It was hilarious. I stood and took pictures of him instead of helping him get it contained.
Of course. Because what else would you do in that situation?
That's right.
So we had two more memories come in. Haley says that she loved last year's summer program, and I think she means 2 years ago, when you and I, Andy, sat on stage and went over the handbook, and you killed me with dad jokes.
Barrage.
Yes.
Jokes.
Which was not very nice, and I consider it hazing.
You weren't that new.
No, I wasn't.
What?
I really wasn't at that point.
Oh, my girl.
And Lisa,
sometimes.
Lisa said that her favorite memory is last year, the dinner dance from the summer trip on the boat, which was a lot of fun.
All right. I know. You just want daddy. Reagan's got all sorts of memories.
I know. I love I was just gonna say I love the bus trip back from the summer trip last year. During when we got really like redneck, and it was just like all
really
country. But then it became all crying.
We did not get really redneck. We just got normal person.
No, it wasn't, because it was like Shania Twain.
Wonderful.
No, I know, but it was really fun. As a person who's not always like a country fan, but it was like 90s like pop country,
Yeah.
so that was fun. But then everyone started crying.
That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. It was just like nonstop tears from all the seniors for like a half hour straight. And then everybody's giving each other hugs, and it's like this camaraderie between everybody. It was just wonderful.
Well, at one point we were holding hands, and I was holding someone's, I can't remember whose hand it was, but they're just like sobbing, and I'm just like swaying and smiling. And I just kept thinking, what a wonderful job this is.
Oh, that's funny. See, I don't remember all that crying happening 2 summer trips ago. It was really just last year. I don't know if all that crying happened in the past summer trips or not. Andy, I think you could talk better than that. But last year was the first crying I had ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Upward Bound summer program trips are always a little sentimental. I don't recall the level of tears being shed, so I think that goes to show how much of a tight-knit group we got right now, and we always do. Yeah, there's always a few tears, and there's tears within the little cliques. Seniors are always very melancholy about how it's their last trip, their last summer program.
Yeah,
it happens.
Laura says that she's gonna sob this year, capital SOB. So we'll see if you do sob this year, Laura.
Laura's probably sobbing right now because Sammy's leaving.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are very upset right now, and then I'm sure that some of you are all throwing a party that I'm leaving. It's a very mixed bag reaction.
I'm getting ready to order some pancakes, Sammy.
Of course you are. With syrup.
In honor of him leaving?
Yes, Sammy's leaving. Got to order puff.
Throwing a party.
That's funny. My favorite memory from Upward Bound, or one of my favorites, was during summer advisement in 9th grade, and when I was teaching 9th grade, and we were talking about like, just kind of like getting everything out there that had happened to us, and like talking about our struggles with different things. and the entire class of like 13 students just started crying for the entire period that we had advising. But they were crying because they were getting out stuff that they had like internally held for so long. And then one student got up as she's sobbing and she's like, we need to hug this out. And she goes around to every single student and gives every single student a hug. Peyton's like, I sobbed. Yes, you did, Peyton. You all cried. And it was just a beautiful moment to see all of you crying and hugging and like supporting each other. And then I started crying and then I started laughing at all of you too. And it was just a wonderful time.
Sammy, I think after seeing yesterday's video, maybe you should talk to someone about your love of people crying.
I love to watch people really show their emotion. And I love to watch people like really dig down deep and be vulnerable. It's because Brene Brown controls my life, and I just like to see people who are vulnerable.
I don't think it's just that, because I honestly also like, oh, okay. As someone, I don't like seeing people cry when they're genuinely upset. But it's like if I write something and they're moved to tears, or if I speak and they're moved to tears, I'm like, yeah, I did it.
Oh my God.
My words were powerful.
Like
and I think it's like, yeah, like Sammy's activity is powerful.
That's what it is. It's just like that empowerment and that just like seeing people be so real with each other. I just love that. Nicole thinks that it was embarrassing. And Becky says that emotions.
Becky says that
emotions make her uncomfortable.
They're part of life. Yeah. Everyone's got them. The whole spectrum.
You gotta get off that box that men can't cry. And crying is bad.
Toxic masculinity. You just gotta throw it out the window.
Get it out of there. Mm-hmm. Does Daddy have toxic masculinity?
What an odd question to ask your 3-year-old daughter.
I think my wife refers to them as woke babies.
Oh, woke babies? Okay.
They know these things.
Yes.
Oh, so cute.
Reagan's one.
Oh.
Reagan was quiet, so had to figure out what exactly she was up to. It's usually not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if my nephew's not running around screaming in the background of my sister's video calls, we're like, what's he doing?
So Laura, good.
Because now he's 2.
So Laura says that she had a mental breakdown in Andy's office at least once a week. And Kendra says that she just starts talking really, really fast when she starts getting emotional. You know what?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Sharing emotion is 100% normal. And it's good. It's positive.
Yeah. And we're here so that you guys can share that with us and help you guys through it. So, like, give us all the emotion and all the tears.
I never judge anyone for crying.
No.
My kids, though, have a rule. If they're gonna cry, they need to stand up.
Why?
Can't cry.
That's weird.
You gotta stand up to cry, right?
I was once on the beach and I was just like laying in the sand under the sun, and it was horrible because I hate beaches. And there's this mother and her like 5-year-old child standing in the ocean, and the child starts crying, and the mother tells her child to be quiet. You're not crying. You're just making noise. And the kid stops crying and like looks at her, and then stops and just goes on with his life like nothing ever happened. And it was beautiful.
Well, when you're a parent, you know like which cries are like the real cries and which ones are the
fake
I want attention.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I want some breakfast.
Yeah, we're gonna get pancakes.
Where?
from. I'm not sure where.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, I want
We
Nancy.
have one. We have one in Mount Morris.
Yeah, we're gonna go get there.
I have
So
another
one of
for
my.
me,
Oh,
but
go ahead.
I'll
Go
have
ahead.
Andy go first.
One of my favorite Sammy memories was this last year's summer trip, where everybody is enjoying the beach in Maine. Sammy is literally just standing in the water or on the beach, like shorts or I almost think we had pants
No,
on
shorts,
that day, and
shorts.
they were
Yeah.
like a stork standing in the water reading a book.
I stood there for like
Sammy, who did?
3 hours reading that book. Becky says that she was just typing that as her memory.
That's what I was about to say. Literally, was that memory?
It was a good book.
We need to get out of each other's heads.
It was a good book.
I was just like paddling in the water, and then I was like, "Oh, look at Sammy over there." and I liked when all the kids were like, "It's so cold," but they still stayed in anyway.
That water. It was like probably near 2.5, 3 hours that y'all were in the ocean, which was way too much for how cold it was.
I was pruny. But it was so hot out, so it felt
very,
good.
Very hot. It was incredibly hot.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed 2 years ago on the summer trip when we went to whale watching in the Boston Harbor. It was super cold, but I had never whale watched before, and I probably never will again. And that was just awesome. I love doing that.
That was a pretty incredible time. Get your hand out of it.
I think of like an advising memory, like during the school year.
Kendra says that she remembers a huge rock that she asked Becky if she could bring home, and Becky said no. I have no idea what rock you're talking about, Kendra.
Oh, okay. So remember how I had that big thing I got from Goodwill, the printed canvas, and I was like, I'm going to put this in my apartment, and it rode with me the entire way back from Maine. Hold on. There it is.
A lot of people bought random stuff at Goodwill in Maine. I never thought that was going to happen, and then Andy just took the entire bus to Goodwill. It was hilarious.
It's great. I love that piece. I probably wouldn't buy, like, it was so cheap. It was probably expensive to buy it, like, not at Goodwill.
True.
So, good find. True.
I think one of my other favorite memories was, so our office, for all of you who don't know, used to be in Leroy before we moved to campus. And we had a wonderful friend that lived in our office that we named Betsy. And I think that we killed Betsy with a mousetrap at one point. But then, like, she still kept appearing. And then we were convinced that Betsy had, like, a horde of, like, little mice that she was sending out to terrorize us. And this was, like, a year-long pandemic of Betsy harassing us in this office. I just like Betsy.
You did like Betsy. I'm glad we got Betsy out of there.
And then, so Becky and I do not do well with spiders. I'm just going to put that out there for everybody to know. So there was an office to this basement in Leroy, and the basement was kind of short. Like, I had to kind of crouch over a little bit because I couldn't stand up in it. For Andy, it was no problem because he's like a dwarf. And down there were a bunch of, like, random totes and stuff. And somebody had told Becky and I to go downstairs and get stuff where all the spiders were and all these webs were. And I'm just like, no, it is scary down there. First off, there's always a strange man that lives in the basement, so I'm not going down there. And then second off, I'm not going down somewhere where there's spiders. And so Andy had to be the man, and he had to go down and take care of everything for us.
Oh, hold on, Sammy. There's that toxic masculinity again.
I mean, you are more than welcome to take care of the spiders for me. I have no problem giving that to you. Haley says, I remember the day Aaron left before Christina came. Sammy was our advisor for the day in school. I came in with a huge grin on my face with my phone in my hand, and Sammy knew right away. What did I know right away? And kicked you out.
Probably that she was going to talk about a boy.
No, I think she was gonna say a dad joke.
Probably.
Oh.
Probably.
Nope.
And there goes the parent.
I heard, no, Reagan, you can't have those scissors. Nope. Truth. Reagan, you can't have those scissors. Reagan's sad about it.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all good.
Ow.
What was...
Oh.
This may be before all of your times. I talked to Christina about this a little bit earlier, but Christina's boyfriend and myself are both very upset because there are no salons open to cut your hair, and I want a haircut because I hate when my hair gets even a little bit long. So I've been playing with the idea of cutting my own hair for the past week and a half since we've been in isolation, because I was supposed to get my hair cut right after we got into isolation, and now I can't go anywhere, so I'm just like, what the hell do I do about my hair? So what I did instead was I went out and I bought clippers so I could cut my own hair. So I'm going to have a Britney moment from 2007 and cut my own hair, and I am super excited about it. I'm going to try not to hit a car with an umbrella or do any of the other stuff like that she did, but I'm going to cut my hair like Britney did, and it's going to be amazing. So this will be...
Yeah. Wait, are you doing it right now?
No, I'm too nervous to do it right now. I'm going to do it at some point today. I have everything ready to go.
Oh.
Becky's like, do it. So that is going to happen. Andy, you're muted.
Thanks for that. I remember one year, a bunch of students tried to raise a fund to get me to shave my beard. It was not successful. They raised about $13, and I put the limit at $300. So
you did not shave your beard?
Obviously, I did not.
Well, I don't think I was here 3 years ago. Oh, I was in the summer program, but I wasn't working with you all.
Well, I'll put a face mask on. I got a new thing yesterday.
So,
it came in the mail.
See what we do in our spare time.
And I can put it on a dry face. I don't know. I have to leave it on for 5 minutes. We're probably gonna wrap up soon anyway, so let me just put my hair up.
Becky said,
why not? It's Fun Friday.
Thing was more than 3 years ago. She thinks it was the first summer I was here, which I think was 4 years ago. And then Nicole Zwack said that Kevin cut his hair yesterday, Christina.
Wait, Kevin cut his hair? Oh, how does it turn out?
Cut it really short. Oh no, Becky, she said that the beard thing for you, Andy, was the summer you started. So that was 8 years ago.
No, I think it. I think it was Barb's second to last year.
Which was my first year.
I think it was about... Yeah, I think it was your first year teaching, Sammy.
I'm not a beauty YouTuber, so I'm not going to go into everything like they would. I got a cheap face mask stick. So it was from Sephora. It's supposed to help clear your pores. I had to get my birthday gift because I can't go to the stores. So I was like, I'll buy something cheap.
Oh yeah, you had a package downstairs yesterday.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I saw it.
One of
I
the
saw
things.
it and I wasn't gonna bring it up, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna bring it up.
Okay. All right. So it says to put it on a dry face and just leave it on for 5 minutes. So here goes nothing.
Oh, she's so cute.
Is Christina's? Oh, look at her putting her face mask on. I love that she's using the video on her computer.
Ooh, this feels pretty cool.
Yeah. Does it bubble up like the one that we did?
No, I'll do one of those later. For Secret Santa, Becky got me this Korean skincare mask that bubbles up, and I look like a troll from Frozen.
So, a little backstory to that. I think it was shortly after Christmas, maybe like the week after Christmas. Christina and I invited one of our friends over, and the three of us used this bubbling up face mask. And so we all put it on, and it starts out kind of like Christina says, where it's just flat onto your face. And then maybe like 10 or 15 minutes later, it bubbled up, and it like overtakes your eyes and your nose, and it turns into like this huge bubble on your face. And it was a lot of fun.
This looks good. What do you think?
It looks good.
All right, so I'll leave it on for 5 minutes, and then I'll wash it off.
Oh, God.
It feels really cooling, so. And it matched my shirt. It's just like a lighter shade.
Yeah. Tyler is here. He says hi, everybody.
Hi, Tyler.
And Jenna says that, Christina,
like
you look like you're turning into a blue Smurf.
Who said I was turning
Jenna.
into a blue Smurf?
And then Laura says I.
Oh.
Or A. With a bunch of Y's. I don't know if that's a hi or if that's an agreement with Jenna.
It's okay. It's weird to think that there's only one Smurfette, you know? There's only one girl Smurf.
That we know about.
So today there's two.
I don't believe I've actually ever seen the Smurfs.
Really?
The Smurfs.
Really?
I don't know if you're really missing much by not seeing the Smurfs. They're okay, but
I don't know. For $4, I'd recommend them so far.
So what does it feel like, Christina? It's just cool.
Yeah, it's just supposed to be purifying. That's what they said. So it just feels like cool on my face, but not cool like, you know how mint is cooling? It's not like that. It just feels like temperature-wise cool and relaxing. Yeah. Sammy, what is your final words or advice for our Upward Bound students?
I don't know. My final words of advice would probably be just be yourself. Do whatever you want. Do what makes you happy. Don't listen to somebody else that's telling you what to do with your life. Just be you and be happy. And make a difference in somebody else's life. That's why we're here. That's it. Very simple. I don't have anything deep this morning. It's a slow morning.
Sammy, when are you coming back? See us.
So I will hopefully be back. Over. Tyler just said, "My liege, I am forever in your service." That was something from the summer program where I told the kids to call me my liege, and there's like 5 of them that do. So I will hopefully be back over the summertime for the summer program to help with either interviews or some other thing, maybe resumes or something else in the summer program. I'm not really sure yet. I get a month off in the summertime now, so we'll see what happens. I'll be back maybe a couple days. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back for orientation so we can do another horrible dad joke thing.
Yes.
I'm just pulling up my the schedule for next week.
Yes, thank
for
you.
our videos, just so we can give the viewers a preview. So Monday is going to be called "What Are Your Sources?" and take that as you will. Tuesday is going to be special though. Lisa is going to be our special guest, likely just her and her daughter, and they're going to have a cooking show where they're going to make sausage bread. So if I'll post the ingredients beforehand if you want to cook along with her. But basically, all you need are eggs, butter, ground sausage, pizza dough, and cheese. And then it's going to be like really easy. So Lisa's going to cook next week on Tuesday. Wednesday, Andy's going to do a great talk about how to be an adult, aka from the financial perspective. Thursday, we're going to have a special guest who's going to chat with y'all. And then Friday's, Fun Friday.
Yeah.
Our special guest is still good for next Thursday?
I believe so, yep.
Okay, cool. I will have a special guest in a couple of weeks, likely April 15th.
I mean, we'll see how long that we need to do this, but hopefully we're not in isolation too long. But if we are in isolation for a long time, make sure you're still following all of the guidelines set forth by the CDC and by WHO. Listen to what they're saying, listen to the health experts. But hopefully this doesn't go on forever. And
no, I mean, it's all eventually going to end. It's just we don't know when, so we're just planning ahead.
And Haley just called out Becky, and Haley said that Becky needs to get into these videos. So, Becky, you've been challenged. It's time for you to get in. Becky says we'll see.
You got the Upward Bound YouTube challenge.
Yeah, really, though. But yeah, so that's the plan for next week. We'll post stuff. Maybe we'll post a schedule on like Monday for the entire week, so y'all know what's going to happen every day. We might end up being in the office in a week or two, and then we can just do everything together as opposed to virtually, depending on how all this goes. Not we, you all, not me. But hopefully we can get back to normalcy soon and see what. Yeah. Do you two have anything else that you want to add before we wrap up today's Fun Friday?
Oh, I just wanted to say, Christina, maybe we can do some like student callers.
Ooh.
Like a radio talk show.
I like that.
So for those of you listening, talk to your friends. Let us know what you think about that idea.
I love it.
Little live.
Give us your ideas.
YouTube live advisement.
Yeah. Oh, that's something else. Everybody, make sure you're checking in with your advisor. My students, make sure that you're checking in with Christina, Andy, Becky, or Lisa throughout the next couple of weeks. So that somebody's still contacting you. If you want to email me, and I might forward this stuff to them, or I'll respond to you. But please contact us at Upward Bound. And Becky sent out a poll yesterday. If you guys want to submit any of your ideas, it's on Facebook. If you guys need the link.
And any of you can send us a message on Google Hangouts to gccupwardbound@gmail.com.
So in order to check in with your advisor, you guys can do what Andy just said. So you can message GCC Upward Bound on Google Hangouts. You can send us an IM chat, so an instant messenger chat. Do kids still know what IM means, or is that like something from our age? Do they?
Is instant messenger a thing, Sammy?
Well, I mean, like instant messaging is still a thing, but is it called IMing anymore? I don't really know. When we put like Y for yes and N for no because we couldn't write out two-letter no. So Peyton, you can message us on any of our Gmails. You can send us an email. You can message us on Google Hangouts through like a Google chat. You can text us. You can call us. Just send us an email if you don't have much to say. Anything like that you can do. If you have questions about anything that I've just said, feel free to message any of us. So if you don't know what Google Hangouts is, message us and we will tell you what it is. If you don't know how to call us through Google Hangouts or through Skype or Zoom or whatever you want to do, message us. We will explain everything. We might end up posting something within the next week about different ways to contact us and the different methods you can use. So that might help a little bit with some of your confusion. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't really have anything else to add. I just have to wash this
So
off.
we are going to end it, but before we end it, I have gotten a request that I need to shame everybody who is watching. Shame. Shame. So you all have been shamed now.
I feel honored,
This will be
Sammy.
back in the summertime to shame all of you again. So just be prepared for that. Until next time, you'll see Andy and Christina on Monday. You'll see me sometime over the summertime. We'll talk to you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.